Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Moro Ojomo. Had a strong day. He was disruptive. Also, we got to talk about Thomas Booker is actually getting first team reps. And lastly, Ringo. We criticized him day one. Day two, he was a lot better. But let's get straight into it. Right, man, we're going to get straight into the camp notes. First, we're going to start with the injury report. And the injury report is the same as day one. Jahad Campbell was limited. Jalen Carter, Cam Jurgens, Nakobe Dean. We know he's on a PUP list, PUP list. Kenyon Green with the knee. So we know that's pretty much the same as far as with the injury report. But everybody else looking good to go. So let's talk about the starting, defense per se. But let's start with the safeties because it was different. Andrew Mukuba started, but it was still a lot of rotation with the first team. Had Sidney Brown, then you had Andrew Mukuba, Andre Sam. I haven't heard much about Tristan McCullum. I know he was talked about a lot during OTAs, but right now it's really Sidney Brown, Andrew Mukuba, the big talk of the town. Even like Vic Fangio came out and said about Sidney Brown is that his instincts is there. He just need the snaps. He got to be on the field. He said, to be fair to him, year two, he didn't have any training camp. He just went out there and went to play. But he's like, I'm seeing him like he's doing some good things out there. So, Vic Fangio saying you're doing good things and speaking of you highly, that's a good thing. So it's good to hear Sidney Brown name in a positive light. So there was a lot of mismatching. Then you had Adoree Jackson came in and started instead of Kelee Ringo, which we're going to talk about Kelee Ringo later in this video. He did have a strong day. Adoree Jackson had a really good day too. So that's a matchup we really going to watch heavily. But the one guy he did not mix up and he kept him out there is Trotter Jr. Now that's interesting because a lot of coverage has been around Jahad Campbell, what he's doing. Jahad Campbell looked great. He's getting, sacks, run stopping, but he got beat bad by Jahad Dotson in coverage. But, overall, it's Jahad Dotson, right? Overall, Jahad Campbell is having a great camp. But what I keep telling y'all, Jahad Campbell's going to get the coverage. He's a first-round pick. Didn't see him at OTAs. He's very exciting. Got the physique of a linebacker. We know what he could do sideline to sideline. But don't sleep on Trotter Jr. That was the interesting thing to me of the whole day, was that we messed up a lot of spots on the defensive side, but that one spot we kept consistent. So Trotter Jr. starting and Jahad Campbell being with the second team with Smile Munden. We deep at linebacker, y'all. Well, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on Trotter Jr. Trotter Jr. had another strong day. Instincts was there. It was a run play that Will Shipley could have broke, but Trotter Jr. was there to stop him. Like, there was a pass that Jalen Hurts got off. It was one of his best throws of the day. It was over 3 defenders. And, Trotter Jr. was one of those defenders, but Trotter Jr. was right there on Dallas Goedert. So he made the right play. Just Dallas Goedert's, 6'5", whatever, tight end. It was just hard to reach the ball. It was a perfect throw by Jalen Hurts, but Trotter Jr. was right there and he read the play. Trotter Jr. is having a strong camp, y'all. I know you guys want Jahad Campbell just to beat him out. I'm telling you, it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Trotter Jr. is fighting for his spot. He's fighting. Now, can he win it all the way through? We will see. Because Jahad Campbell is a first-round pick that can ball. But Trotter Jr. is like, no, I'm not letting go of this spot. So, interesting battle right there for sure. Cooper DeJean, again, continues to stay at safety and base coverages. So, that looked like that's his spot for sure. But in those nickels and dime packages, Andrew Mukuba, Sidney Brown, throw Andre Sam in there. That battle is like continuing. So again, Cooper DeJean continues to stay at the safety spot in base position. or base packages. I'm saying base position, base packages. But speaking of Jalen Hurts, he did throw a lot of tight windows this practice. I mentioned the one between three defenders to Dallas Goedert, had another tight window to A.J. Brown, another tight window to Dotson, and I think he threw a tight window to Terrace Marshall Jr. So a lot of tight windows. That means that the defense was doing their job. It's just that Jalen Hurts was making phenomenal passes. I think Jalen Hurts was like 15 to 17 or 15 to 18. He threw like 2-3 incompletions, but a lot of those passes weren't easy. So that lets you know the defense is there, but Jalen Hurts is doing this thing. So Jalen Hurts he's coming in with a different mission. So hopefully that's a positive thing to the point we can win again. I'm not going to use the word repeat because the team don't want to hear repeat. So I'm gonna just say win again. But of course they got to take it day by day. Me as a fan and a content creator, I could say hopefully they can win again. Let's talk about Moro Ojomo. Moro Ojomo, he gave Tyler Steen hell. I mean, pressure after pressure after pressure, run stuff and get into the quarterback. Moro Ojomo is having a strong camp. He had a strong day one. I didn't dig too deep into it, but this one, I'm like, okay, he did it back to back. And there's no knock on Tyler Steen, just Moro Ojomo is like that. Moro Ojomo lined up Tyler Steen, and this was one of Tyler Steen's worst days, but came up against Moro Ojomo. Just disruptive, man. He was violent on the field in a good way. He was very violent. And this is Moro Ojomo time. He got a chance to prove like he's like that. We can look at him, other teams can look at him, and maybe he can get a big payout. You know what I think it is with most of these guys, even like a Jordan Davis. He spoke to the media about losing weight, this, that, and the third. I think money is the motivator. Honestly, Milton Williams was a backup and got $100 million. Think about that. Moro Ojomo see that? Like, if I keep balling out, maybe I could get $100 million. And Jordan Davis seen that? Like, yo, I'm the starter. I could get $100 million. And Jordan Davis even said, like, yo, I want to be out there third down, third and longs, and second and longs. I don't want the team to just look at me as a run stuffer. Like, he want to be out there every single down like a Jalen Carter. That's why it took for him to lose weight this season, because he don't want his snaps taken. And I'm telling you, Moro Ojomo, he's not playing around. He want to get on the field, and he's been looking good. But you know another guy that's been looking good too? Thomas Booker. Thomas Booker been getting a lot of first team reps. He's been doing this thing, looking good. And those, 5-man fronts, they put Thomas Booker out there. So we know with the loss of Milton Williams, some of these other guys who weren't seeing too many snaps, starting to see them. Like, again, Moro Ojomo, Thomas Booker, to me, who had like a strong season. Like, he'll come in for like 5-6 snaps and make a difference. Now you can amp that up to like 12, 13, now starting to creep up. Now Thomas Booker going to start getting known, and that's how it go. I haven't heard much from about Ty Robinson. I'm not sure if he's having a good camp or not. The guy I'm getting the notes from haven't mentioned Ty Robinson, but as far as like the Moro Ojomos, Thomas Booker, even Jordan Davis and those guys, they having a strong camp. But I'm emphasizing more of the Moro Ojomos and the Thomas Booker, because we know what Jordan Davis is. We want to see these guys that's behind on what they're doing. They doing really, really great things. So keep it up, defensive tackles. Keep it up. You know who else got first team reps? And I almost forgot to mention this at cornerback. So I mentioned Adoree Jackson and Ringo. It's McWilliams. McWilliams was actually turning heads. Like, he was doing good. He looked good out there. We had some second team reps, of course. But the first team reps was like, wow. Like, the team sees something in this guy. More than just a slot guy, too. Like, he could possibly play outside, too. He'll be a smaller outside corner. I would prefer him in the inside. But McWilliams looked really good. So it's good to hear, like, a rookie's name is getting buzzed besides Jahad Campbell. And McWilliams, keep it up, man. Tanner McKee continues to have a strong camp. Throwing, like, beautiful, beautiful balls out there. I haven't seen the stats for him, but every time I seen like notes on Twitter, and even my notes guy that sent me the notes, like, yo, Tanner McKee look good. He looking like a true backup. Like if we had to lose Jalen Hurts a game or two, Tanner McKee can win those games. So he's looking good. He's looking phenomenal, man. He has some beautiful balls thrown to Jihad Dotson. Again, Terrace Marshall Jr. So this guy is looking like a legit QB2. This is no Ian Book, no Marcus Mariota. This guy is slinging a rock. The only, honestly, downside to Tanner McKee is that he can't run, but he got an arm. He can stay in the pocket. His accuracy is getting better. His throwing power is getting better. So Tanner McKee, man, preseason gonna be the guy to watch. But let's talk about Terrace Marshall Jr. So we kept saying, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 4. And AJ Brown even said it like, yo, he's going to make, some guys very uncomfortable in that wide receiver room. I think one of the guys is Jihad Dotson for wide receiver 3. Now, this practice day 2, Terrace Marshall Jr. had first team reps at wide receiver 3. But lucky for Jihad Dotson, he had one of his better days. So Jihad Dotson will be wide receiver 3, but Terrace Marshall Jr. is pushing for it. So we got to watch if Jihad Dotson has some down practices and Terrace Marshall Jr. continues on this thing he's doing. We can see some reps from Terrace Marshall Jr. at wide receiver 3. He caught some beautiful balls over the middle, but Jihad Dotson did too. Jihad Dotson at one point, Kevin Patullo drew up some. He found the way to have Jihad Campbell on Jihad Dotson, and he fried them, like I said in the beginning. But Terrace Marshall Jr., man, he's been doing work over the middle of the field, been getting open, catching everything. So Terrace Marshall Jr. versus Jihad Dotson might be one. So we will see. We will definitely see how camp goes. Jihad Dotson's having a strong camp. I'm not doubting him. But Terrace Marshall Jr. is having a strong camp. He had a strong OTAs, and now is carrying over to camp. So this is a good thing, y'all, because I'm almost 1,000% sure Jihad Dotson probably will be out the building next year. And maybe if Terrace Marshall Jr. continue this and continue to play good, we have a smooth transition from Terrace Marshall Jr. going from wide receiver 4 to wide receiver 3. Maybe we draft somebody in the following draft or something like that. But this is a good thing, y'all. This is a really good thing. But let's keep it on wide receivers. Let's talk about a guy I've been disappointed in is Johnny Wilson. This practice, a great practice, great catches. He looked good. He's using his size to his advantage, blocking, again catching. Had a great catch over the middle over McWilliams, and McWilliams had a PI as well. So Johnny Wilson, he has the size to do something, but can he leverage it? My thing with Johnny Wilson, I always say he plays small. He played like he my height. But, bro, you like Kobe Bryant's and LeBron James' height. Take advantage of that. These dudes, you could catch over most of these guys. So you got to take advantage of your size. And that room is getting tight. I just mentioned Jihad Dotson and Terrace Marshall Jr. That might be 3 and 4. Maybe we keep 5. And usually the 5th one we keep, that's usually like a special teamer. Like a Avery Williams, maybe Ainias Smith do something in special teams, maybe the UDFAs do something in special teams. So Johnny Wilson got to make an impression. He got to make a strong impression, and I can't front. Day 2 looked good for him. Danny Gray, remember I said his name is eventually going to come up. Had a strong day 2. A lot of catches over the middle. From the QB3, which was DTR, and QB2 and Tanner McKee. So the wide receiver battle, that tail end is getting there, man. Avery Williams. So Avery Williams finally got some special teams action because we just all knew he was coming here to be the kick / punt returner. He was the first guy up. Then there was like Ainias Smith, Will Shipley, those guys doing special teams. So Avery Williams, so far, it looked like he's the guy that's going to be the Britton Covey replacement. We'll see how time goes. But I know Avery Williams was really good in Atlanta. far as with the special teams, let's see if he could bring that to the Philadelphia Eagles. Because special teams, I know a lot of people like to downplay it, but sometimes it could be a spark plug. Like, hey, a guy take it out, he could get to the 40 to 50. Now Jalen Hurts got a short field to work with, especially with our high power offense that could turn into points. Hell, a special team point mean a lot. So Avery Williams, if he could be that guy, I mean, hey, I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. As I mentioned in the beginning, Ringo had a bounce back day. Ringo had a bounce back day. He had some good PBUs. He matched up against AJ Brown again in the first team reps. AJ Brown didn't get off like he did day one. So I say you gotta get these guys time. Can't just be out on them day one. So I'm assuming day 3 it will be Ringo starting again, or the first guy out there. So Ringo ain't going out without a fight. Day 1 was a struggle, gave up a couple big plays, gave up a couple catches, but day 2, he wasn't having none of that. So let's see how it go. Let's see how this matchup go, because I believe in Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio believe he didn't need nobody else, and Ringo was the guy. We gotta rock with that. It's training camps, and it was day 1. Now it's day 2. So shout out to Ringo, man. I criticized you the first day. Second day, got to give you your praise. Remember when I mentioned day 1 where Sidney Brown rocked? I believe it was Avery Williams. This day, Andrew Mukuba rocked Ainias Smith over the middle. I hit him with some hard jumps. So, look, we got 2 low-key crash out safeties. So, Andrew Mukuba had a good day. Almost all of them. Like I said, I haven't heard much about Tristan McCullum. I heard he rotated in here and there, but it's really a 2-man race at this point. Well, I could see Andre Sam and Tristan McCullum battling is just being on the roster as to being the 4th safety. So that'll be the battle between Andre Sam and McCullum. But Andrew Mukuba and Sidney Brown is having a really good camp. But man, they hitting in shorts and shirts. So gotta wait for the pass, man. Same thing I said about Sidney Brown. Gotta wait for the pass, man. But that's day 2 wrap up, man. Jalen Hurts again, strong day. Trotter Jr. just not letting go of that spot, y'all. He ain't letting it go. Again, that was the interesting part of this whole camp to me, is that, it was a lot of mix up on the defense. That one spot, Trotter Jr., it stayed consistent. Of course, the stars like Reed Blankenship, Zach Bond, and stuff like that. I'm talking about as far as the position battles, that one did not change. But again, that's all I got for you guys. And this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.